Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and so basically I'm a computer enthusiast. I absolutely love technology. I do a lot with computers and computer related things. I enjoyed building computers as well as fixing and repairing older computers. So in this channel I'll be uploading content that basically has anything to do with computers and technology. So in this first video, I'm gonna be fixing these Dell Optiplexes here, and two of them are Optiplex 360s, and I believe this one is a Optiplex 380, which is newer than the other two. And I picked these up from my school the other day, and they are pretty dirty. They've been in use for about 10 years now, and my school finally upgraded to newer computers that now run Windows 10. These ran Windows Vista, I believe, and maybe eventually upgraded to Windows 7. But yeah, so these have Core 2 Duos in them with, I think, 2 GB of DDR2 RAM. But I think you can upgrade them to 4 GB of DDR2 RAM. And once everything is reassembled and put back together, I'm gonna try to install Windows on here and see if I can get it up and running again. So I'm gonna open up this Optiplex 360 here, and you're gonna see how dirty it is inside. So right away you can see there's a lot of dust over this, on top of this power supply here, and there's quite a bit of dust over this motherboard here too, and probably a lot inside this CPU cooler. So I'm gonna disassemble this whole thing, clean every single part, wash the whole case, and reapply some new thermal paste for this Core 2 Duo here. See how dirty this case is. There's just dust everywhere. I mean, I've seen worse, but this is pretty dirty. You can see all the dust collected here near the front here. And this is the CPU. Look at the heat sink and all. There's dust all the way in there. There's dust on the power supply here. There's dust collected on the CPU fan. And there's dust all over the motherboard. Everywhere. As you can see, I did a pretty good job cleaning everything out now. See, the motherboard is all nice and clean, it's all shiny. CPU fan was a little challenging, but I tried my best. Much cleaner than before though. The heatsink is dust free now. Oh yeah, and then the case, I rinsed this off in the shower here. And while I was cleaning this, I noticed there was a date stamp on here. And you can see that this was manufactured back in December 9th of 2008. That's 10 years now. So with the old thermal paste cleaned off, we now see that we have an Intel Core 2 Duo E7200, which is running at 2.53 gigahertz. Alright, let's get back to reassembling this thing back up. So first we put this thing back in. Then the motherboard. And screw it back in. Line up all the screw holes, and there we go. Alright, now it's time to put some new thermal compound back into the CPU. I'm using some Arctic Silver 5 here. Give it a generous amount. And that should be good. Now we can put the heatsink and CPU cooler back on. Let's see. So first, we gotta screw in the bracket. This way. This way? No, it's all the way over. Before we put the CPU heatsink back on, we gotta put the CPU fan back on. So it's like right. Should put right in here. It's not right into place. And we can plug the fan back into the motherboard. Next, we also gotta put in the internal speaker that this comes with, which is nice. And also plug that back in. Now we can go on and put the heatsink back on. And screw it down. Next, we can reinstall the front USB and audio jacks. Now we can put the 2 GB of DDR2 RAM back into the motherboard. Clicks right in. Now for the hard drive. Unfortunately, this computer did not come with a hard drive, but the hard drive bracket caddy was still inside this case, so that's good. And I found this old Hitachi Desk Star 160 GB hard drive for my storage in the back, and we can put this back into this machine. So let me just screw this back in. So the hard drive goes right in here. You just drop it right in. And it slides in place and locks. There you go. Now to install the SATA cable. Just plug this right in. And then plug the other end back into the motherboard. Next, we can put the CPU back in. Oh. Next, we can put the power supply back into the CPU. Let's imagine it. Like this. Turn things away. And lock in place. We can also reconnect power to the hard drive. There we go. Now, we can put the optical drive back in. And this is pretty easy. Just slide this right back in here. And also locks in place. Same thing over here. We connect the SATA cable to the back of the optical drive. And then put this end to the motherboard over here. And finally, give this optical drive power. Stick the cable in there. And one last piece is to slide this PCI slot thing back in. Like this. Boom. Like that. And that's it. We just gotta put the cover back on. Here's a closer look at the computer, reassembled and cleaned. It's nice and clean. No more dust here. Everything's washed. Much better. This computer should run much cooler than before. Alright, now that we have everything put back together, it is time to install Windows. I'm gonna be installing a version of Windows 7 Professional, a Dell OEM version, and I hope that it can activate itself so that I don't need a product key. And I've already copied the Windows installation onto this flash drive here, and we're gonna try booting it from this flash drive. Alright, now that the installation has finished, let's set up Windows. So for username, let's say user, and let's name this PCA Dell 360. Let's skip password for now. We'll say use recommended settings for Windows setting updates. Set the time to Eastern time. Where is that? Right here. And today's October 6th. Alright, that's good. Next. This is the home network. This is taking a while, huh? Alright, Windows is finalizing your settings. Welcome. Preparing your desktop. This seems pretty slow. Maybe I'll upgrade it with an SSD eventually. Alright, now that we're in, let's check the specs on this computer. System properties. And yeah, it has a Intel Core 2 Duo E7200 and running at 2.53 gigahertz with 2 gigabytes of RAM installed. And is Windows activated? No, Windows is not activated here. Let's see if we could activate that. Oh. Okay, turns out Windows does not activate itself. Which makes sense because this originally came with a Windows Vista Business on there. But let's go ahead and do a system rating. Hopefully it doesn't take too long here. Alright, the results are back. So the total score for this computer is a 3.4. Not too bad for a 10-year-old computer. So let's see, the processor scored 6.2, RAM 5.5, graphics 3.5, gaming graphics 3.4, and the hard drive 5.9. Not bad. This was originally a Windows Vista computer. Let's check the task manager here and see how it's running. Whoa, it's using 1.84 gigs of RAM. That's a bit much. So I might upgrade this in the future and max it out with 4 gigs of RAM and do some other upgrades to this computer. But for now, let's try installing Chrome with Internet Explorer. That's the only thing I use Internet Explorer for, downloading Chrome. Come on. Oof. Seems awfully slow here. I can see why my school got rid of these computers then. It's painfully slow just to run with Internet Explorer. Oh god. I launched Internet Explorer like 50 times. Huh, maybe Windows XP will run faster on this. Okay, finally, down to 1. Go to Google.com and Chrome. Download, accept and install. Oh god, this is gonna be slow. Oh, what's going on down here? Oh, this is from the other Internet Explorers that I closed. Oh. Where's the installer? Okay, let's try here. No. Oh, here it is. I think we can close this now and run. Let's have Task Manager open again. Oh yeah, the RAM is probably the problem here. There's only 2 gigabytes of RAM, and it's eating up most of it. Where is the Chrome installer? Oh, it doesn't show up here. Huh. It's doing something, no? Oh, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Yes. That's just a file explorer that I opened. We can close that now. We don't need this anymore. Okay, on your marks. Now we just wait.
Two hours later.
Okay, Chrome finally finished installing. That took about 3 minutes, not too long. And let's see if it opens. Well, maybe not. Chrome doesn't seem to load either. Well, we can always play the games that comes with Windows 7. Okay, maybe not. There's no games there either. What can we really do on here? Nothing much. I think the only useful practical use for these computers is word processing. I can install Microsoft Office and that's about it probably. Yep. This thing is painfully slow. But yeah, in the future I'll probably upgrade the processor, add more RAM, put in an SSD, and put in a DVD rewritable drive, because currently it has a DVD-ROM drive. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my first video. I'm gonna try to continue and upload more contents like this, more computer related contents, more computer repairs, upgrades, or anything like that. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe.